A lumbering 6'4" defensive midfielder, check. Often overlooked for praise, check. Sometimes made the scapegoat when Manchester United failed to match expectations, check. Not only do those three characteristics describe Nemanja Matic and his tenure at Old Trafford, but they can also be used to evaluate one of the latest first-team stars, Scott McTominay. It's often a thankless task being a top-flight defensive midfielder. When your team is performing well, you are often identified as the key cog in a wider efficient machine, and when the mood drops, they make an easy target for any side which is not quite getting it right in the center of the park. That said, it is no surprise Matic was the midfield player most publicly criticized on social media after the weekend defeat to Arsenal, despite similarly poor showings from teammates Paul Pogba and Fred. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took a risk restoring the Serbian international straight to the starting lineup for the encounter on Sunday afternoon, opting for trusty experience ahead of the surprising tenacity shown by McTominay last week. Hindsight makes it easy to suggest a certain selection decision was incorrect, however it seems odd that the Scotland international was not allowed to build upon the incredible role he played against Paris Saint-Germain. Not only did the 22-year-old cover more ground than any other player during the Champions League heroics last week, but he also did so against a central midfield of Marco Verratti and Marquinhos. The recent attacking graduates from United's academy mean McTominay is often overlooked when it comes over social media hype. Although the latest McSauce craze has reached new numbers in recent weeks, you sometimes wonder if this is still mainly tongue-in-cheek. Manchester United defeat to Arsenal FC highlights key summer transfer issue. Eyebrows were raised when the central midfielder penned a new long-term United contract earlier in the year. After all, he doesn't have the same reputation as Mason Greenwood or Tahith Chong. This is a player who epitomizes the gritty, hard-working side behind the beautiful game. No stepovers, no controversy, just a young lad who is living his dream without the need to boast about it endlessly online. That is by no means a criticism of his fellow academy teammates, but a compliment that he is still managing to excel despite a lack of natural flair which is often required to impress some supporters. Image, PA, perhaps the biggest compliment which can be paid to him is the fact he was genuinely missed as the first team fell to a 2-goal defeat in the pouring rain at the Emirates Stadium over the weekend. A few sly chuckles were made when McTominay dropped to play for the reserves on the 25th of January, the same night the first team fell to a first-leg defeat to PSG in the Champions League. Only a few weeks later, he was the star of the show as Solskjaer's side did the unthinkable at the Parc des Princes and sent a shockwave across Europe. Although the future